Everybody, welcome to another Meet Your Maker video. I had someone request a video that showcased how to build out a base. So I thought today I would just go you through my thought process and show you guys what we do. So we're going to buy a brand new land and then we're going to build off of it. It's going to be a little bit slower compared to my other videos. And if we're lucky, if I can get a couple runs in before I release it to the wild, you guys will be able to see commentary and maybe a couple of changes as well. So thanks for joining me on my journey here. We're going to start with a base from scratch and just go from there. So enjoy. Hello and welcome to Meet Your Maker. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different. We have had people in the comments mention, hey, could you build a base live for a video? And you know what? I decided let's do it. So I'm going to show you the entire process. Let's go ahead and claim a base here. The only one that we have money for is either this one here with capacity 1500 or this one here. One has hardware, one has suits. You know what? Let's go ahead and grab that one. I haven't really leveled up my suits that much. Let's claim the site and let's hop in and just build one up. All right, so in order to do that, we'll have to go to build here. We have a brand new one here. Let's get on top of that, completely fresh. We'll have to go forward and do a new landscape. So a couple of quick tips here whenever you're building a base. If you hit tab and then hit X, it'll strip out the entire outpost for you, which you can get rid of by hitting yes. And just like that, we now have a clean outpost. And we have a lot of space here on the left. We have a couple of cool, interesting setups over here on the left. Ooh. A nice little choke here, too, which might be good for holograms. Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and get Harvey a nice little location here. Ooh, we're going to get rid of that card. I hate that one a lot. Let's go ahead and build a nice little entrance for Harvey and try to build it going down the bottom right. Let's go ahead and use the blocks that we have available to us, just to try and be a little bit more efficient, right? So now we have a nice little ramp going down here and then going to the right. Let's build one... how do I want to get into this little hole here? It's like a nice 1x1, right? Let's go ahead and just feed it fully across. I was overthinking it. Let's just do it fully across, and what we'll do is we'll add a box there to make it a corner. And they'll bring it in here, and now we have all of this granite here, right? Already built in. So why not use some hollow cubes for a couple of traps? Let's put one here at the edge. And then I'm going to add one here and then mod it to where it is a cube all the way through. So there's only one, and then there might be one on the way back if we play this correctly. You know, we can just do a nice basic trap. Like that. I love seeing the see-through blocks, so I'll probably overuse those. These are all the traps that you have available to you. I have unlocked all of them except for the Sentinel. I think for this build in particular, let's just add bombs here, because these can always be very surprising. Now, what I'm going to do to help make this a little confusing is I'm going to build a trap on top, like so. Actually, let's build... This one always gets me whenever I'm doing base runs. Let's do a build above here. And then leave that revealed, so when they walk through, they'll look up and look for a trap, and the right one hopefully gets them, right? Could be nifty. Could be whatever. We'll see how it pans out as we play through. That's the fun of these games, kind of experimenting through it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and build a pathway running across here to do that. And now we have our gym mat to the bottom right. Do I want to use this material over here? I do like how this looks with these... little piping and whatnot building in. So let's go ahead and try and get the build to head in that direction. I'm going to do a double ramp because it's one thing that I've been wanting to do more often lately in my builds is just add double ramps in general. Let's go ahead and close that out too. To make it a little bit more scary, but also so I can add some floor traps. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull this across here. Let's pull that across here. One of these will have to go all the way through. So I think we'll do this one. We'll do that one here, and then we'll do a floor trap right here with a decoy box, and then underneath it, because I'm a bomb addict, let's add that up, and then we'll add a bomb here. Perfect. Put a bomb there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add the mod here, chaos bombs. Those will shoot straight up into the air, and then we just need to make sure that it has a location for them all to land. So let's build some blocks around here for those to show up. We're going to use that red color because it matches this, right? And then let's try and make it a pretty sizable room, right? Let's go too high. So let's put that across. You can hold left click and then scroll down your mouse to pull all the way across if you want to, which is always a good trick. So let's go ahead and pull that to here-ish, I think. Do that there, and let's make sure we're not running into any overlays, right? We have to be kind of careful with how much we spend on this base due to us having 1500 capacity. Okay, and then let's bring this down so it matches up with the walls. And now we have a nice clean room already built up, right? Look at that. That's looking pretty good. So we'll have a nice little trap here that will spit out some bombs, and that will come around the area. What we want to do is try to make the bombs a little more terrifying, and we want to try and push them into the player. So we're going to add some corners that help do that. We'll do one here as well. Yeah, there we go. Q and Q. And then let's go ahead and make sure that these slopes push it into the room, right? I do want to kind of fix this up a little bit. Let's see if we can make this a little bit cooler looking. If we do that and then mirror those together, that's a little more frightening. And then we'll just put that down. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Look at that. And so that kind of makes it a little bit on the scary side. And a little bit different and unique, right? Actually, can we... That just kind of looks cool. What if I make the whole roof look like that? One second here. Alright, so that looks cooler in general. Okay, so after some adjustments, I've added a decent amount of really cool blocks that are on the top side. Which I kind of wanted to mirror on the bottom side as well. So let's do that real quick. This is like the best part about Meet Your Maker. It's kind of just evolving your builds as you go based on what you see around you. Cool. So that trap should look pretty interesting. In fact, let's do a quick test on what this trap would do. So if you hit T, you can jump straight into the map and see how it would look. So if we run over here and we just happen to walk over that, oh, that'll shoot up and those bombs will bounce everywhere. Cool. What a nifty room here. Nice. All right, let's keep building. Okay, so we're about 256 out of 1500 so far, so we have some decent room. I kind of want to leave this room open in general, as I really haven't experimented with too many open room formats. So let's see what we can do to make the room work. Let's bring down the ramp this way. Give a little more color, and I think we'll use this color palette to build up. I'm going to build in a nice roof that kind of faces in this direction. Let's try and make sure this fits in as well. How do I want to do this? Do I just want to try and mirror that entire idea of having little tethers that work together? Let's see if I can fix that. If I fit that way... Do that, and then fit this way? What do we think about that? That's kind of cool looking, right? Let's try and mirror one of those all the way across. There we go. So we got some weird looking angles now that are kind of fit into the room. I think I want to try and mirror that on this side as well. So let me build that up real quick. Okay, cool. So after a couple of changes, we have this weird looking like left and right wall. So that looks cool in general. And let's go ahead and fill this room full up of a cage. You know what? Maybe that's what we'll call this is the name of this base. Let me know in the comments below if you kind of agree with that. We'll just call it the base here. The cage. Okay, so let's go ahead and, oh my god, what did I just do? Accidentally filled the entire room up with things that we don't need. Love to see that. Okay, bring that across. Perfect. Got that filled in. Now we'll work on the top side, and we'll bring this across. We need to make sure we have no holes so people can't sneak in, right? Perfect. That's looking pretty good overall. And then what we'll do is we'll go this way, and I think what we'll do is we'll add one of these in the corner. You never know, might be a lot of trap in there. Something interesting, something a little bit different. I wonder if I can fit a bomb in there. Might fit in there, kind of awkward. Yeah, I can fit a bomb in there. The only problem with this is if you walk up and you hit Y, the angle for this to grab stuff would be a little bit on the awkward side. What happens if we add a ramp up to collide with that? Let's have a look here real fast. We could do that. We can get a ramp right on top. So that would see them if people aren't paying attention. And then what we'll do is we'll turn them around this way and feed them down into here and then head down this direction. Cool. So that'll help with that. And then what we need to do is try and surround this box here with something that makes them kind of go in that direction and they can't cheat it. So we'll add a couple of corrosive boxes like that. So now, what we might want to add is something a little bit more spiky here too to help push those bombs into the base. Now the only issue with the base like this having so many bombs is that you do explode your other traps, right? So let's try and make that something we don't have to worry about, right? Okay, so that goes that way, that goes that way. Can I actually do it like that? Yeah, that will feed the bombs this way. In fact, I might just better do it like this, right? And then we'll add chaos frenzies, they bounce a little bit better. And then maybe we open this up a little bit more like this. Cool, so we have like a bit of a trap hidden here in the corner that they could walk into. Let's go ahead and get rid of this huge giant Y thing here. And we can kind of see what our cage is looking like. So that means we will have to bring the height of this a little bit higher. So let's go ahead and do that here and bring it across. That way we have a bit of a roof going our way. Let's pull that all the way across here. Fill that out nicely. And we'll bring that across here as well. Take that down. We're going to go inside and then close that. And let's hit P and just see how it looks. So it looks kind of claustrophobic, but it's starting to get a shape, right? Let's continue working on these. I think I like having this box here. Mostly because if we come down here and we look, how noticeable is this trap here? It's pretty noticeable, but if I add this here and that there, it's kind of blocked off and hard to see, right? Okay, so with that being made, one thing we want to do is try to also funnel them into this area. So let's go ahead and close these in, and then we'll have to get rid of this box here. Just to do that, but we can do it this way. That way we still have the weird looking angles. Ooh, I don't like how that looks. There we go. We still have the weird looking angles in our favor. But at least they work the way we want them to. We want to block this side off and we want to go this route. I feel like this wall kind of needs something, but we can add that later. We want to make sure we get the foundation of our entire base. So now that we have this going in, we want the player to walk up here, look around, maybe get hit by those bombs that can be distracting. But maybe those bombs are just like meant to distract them, while we have another trap in the background here, possibly grabbing them, and that's the real killer. So let's go ahead and remove this, and mirror that here. And one trap that we've been playing a lot recently with is this one, and then we'll go with the homing missile on it, and we'll do Relentless and try and get a couple of good shots off on it. Now, the only issue is if they drop down here, it will be hard to hit due to this little thingy that will have built up. So let's try and fix that real quick. This is kind of how you go through bases, right? You build, you adjust, you take what you have with you, and you use it as you can, right? Cool, so that looks a little bit more deadly. But I do believe Harvey should be able to get in here. Let's go ahead and get a cube down for Harvey here. And it looks like he's currently missing something, so let's go back and see what we're missing on this path. So we can get him in here, right? That looks good, that looks good. So far, I'm not sure what is blocking him from getting in here. Let's make it right. This is all good. Oh, I see. There we go. So that means we have to fix this room. Let's go ahead and use blue. That's what we're using here. Let's get that there. And then... Can you get around that? Doesn't look like it. May have to bring him down like that. And that path should be available, and I should be able to go this way. Connect with this. And head in. There we go. Now it's working. Let's see if we can fix this now to where it isn't blocking Harvey's path. To a point where it's a hindrance, right? That holds it pretty well. Just don't like how that blocks that, right? Let's see if I can... No, that blocks it too. We might have to just leave that open. I just don't like how it looks. Let me see what happens if I do this. Maybe we just leave it like that for now. And then we'll add blocks back here. It's a little ugly, but... kind of have to make it work so Harvey can get back there, right? Let's put this block in. No, put this block in. Cool! I think that looks pretty presentable. Okay, so we have to hold this in too. We could play around with some other ideas by having something leaning into this way, and then we turn this into a ramp as well. That will kind of have to force them to come into this left side, but you never know, they might grapple over here, and that could be a good opportunity for that to happen. So let's go ahead and see if we can add this trap here. How would that look if we hit it here? Let's hit Y. Seems like the positioning wouldn't work out too well for us. And one thing we're going to have to run into an issue with is that people are going to run down here and then grab this. So we want to try and find a way to funnel them not into that direction. So I think what we'll do is we'll remove these cubes and leave this space open and see what that can do for us. Let's also add a couple of dudes. Dudes are always good, right? Let's add one over here. We'll do one right here. Let's turn him around. Turn one over there, and then what we'll do is I think we'll add one here as well. Just to make him look in that general direction. Put a trap above it. Coming from the side here. Gonna have to lock that in, right? And I think what we'll do is we'll put a trap right above this here, but we're gonna block it this time with a block that looks a little similar here. We'll do one like right here, right? And then what we'll do is we'll add possible furnace blast. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so this furnace blast aims straight down. We'll see if it gets the attention of our opponents as they come in. And if we add this here as well, that adds a little bit of a mark. It's a bit harder to see, right? And their attention is probably looking over here. So now we have someone head down here. They see a mob, and they might be able to get hit with the furnace blast. Actually, let me go buy a minion real quick. Because I think a bomber would be a lot better there. I'll have to buy a minion. Remind me to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and fill in this wall here. So we can start to see how our space looks in general. There we go. So now we have our little cage. It's all built in. One thing we can also do, just to make things a little bit more terrifying, is add a couple of ramps here. Let's go ahead and change our aesthetic real quick so it kind of matches that floor. And what we'll do is... Ooh, is our vault over here? Just realized we've been playing around the vault the entire time. Is that straight up on the ground here? Oh my god, the vault's right here, but... oh, that's such a great way to bring him down here! That'll be huge! Okay, so what we'll do is we'll add a couple of walls, and we're gonna add these to block them off. And I want to add a holocube here, because I think that'd be really, really cool to have something deadly behind this. Let's block this in here for now. I think what we'll do is we'll just add this for now. Let's add one of our melee guys, right? So we'll add him. We'll put armor on him, and we'll do reflex manipulation, right? And so once that opens in, he should start charging in towards our opponents. In fact, let's go ahead and fix him up so where he's actually right in here. Off the spawn. And then, so the moment this gets opened up, he'll be a little bit quicker. Oh, I need to change that. We need to go up and then have him go stand guard right there. So he'll be in the box whenever it goes down. Let's add a fake box here just to distract people, right, when they walk in. Perfect. Can we actually see this trap below? You can if you look down. Here's what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to change this to a block that can see. So they go over here and they go, oh, I can actually get down here. So now they have two routes to come in, on the left side and the right side. And that really opens up this base a lot more in terms of deadliness. We'll tie a trap over here. Like that. Do I want to add the explosions to it? I've been a little bit addicted to the explosions, I'm not going to lie. We'll add two of these traps here, in case they try to run down. And then what I'm going to do is add something up here to distract them from these spike traps. One thing we could do is just simply add another shooter over here. Or even a hornet. Let's go ahead and add this guy here. I think I want to switch out the cage aesthetic, right? Let's add one over here. Now let's add this fella right there. Cool, and let's change his positioning to where he's constantly looking in this direction. We'll have him on a patrol, so he's constantly moving. Which means this angle might have to be changed here, because he can get shot from here. But we can also shoot from there too. And then also those traps can be kind of seen. So that means we need to add some kind of blockage, right? To make the angle harder for them to utilize. So let's go ahead and put one there, and then put this here. So, like, they do have a weird angle to jump in here if they want to. But also, it feels a little bit more open, and a little bit more spiky, and kind of scary. And now we have that guy watching this angle, and we have this corridor here as well. And the cool thing, too, is if he comes down here, he gets an angle on this fella, and they can shoot through the corrosive box. I kind of want to actually leave this open now that I think about it. That way that person can run through here. And then let's add one more. Oh, this is going to be great. Let's add one more of these here. Now, the only problem with this is we might have to remove this bomb trap now, because suddenly this bomb trap is kind of scary in terms of how it bounces around. So we might want to remove that and just go with one of these. Yes. Let's do the Headhunter, and let's continue with the Relentless. Watch how that unfolds. It should go far enough to pick them off. The only worry is that it might connect with each other because it's a straight mirror, but there's also a good chance that maybe the shots go off and then we don't have to worry about it. But at least now the bottom is fully intact. Okay, let's add this in. And what we'll do is we'll go and record him to come over here and stand a guard. So we want him to get an angle on that. And then we have this down here, and we have our Volt in this back right corner. What I'm going to do here is, so we have another one of these already, is we're going to add this hologram in here in the corner. And what we'll do is we'll go for a grappling hook right there, and then we'll add a spike trap to it as well. Cool. So let's go ahead and build these up. I think overall, this is looking pretty reachable at the moment, right? Let's see here. I do kind of want to force them to go this way, so maybe we add a corrosive cube here on the side. This still allows them to go down and go in here with a grappling hook, but at least now if we know if they come this direction, we have a chance to hit them with that grappling hook. And then we'll add one more spike trap here. Cool. So overall, our main base is actually not that terrifying. Oh, this would actually be a great spot for a bomb trap, wouldn't it? If I can get it to connect. If they go up here, that might be alright. Let's do chaos bombs there. And now, we will need some traps on the way back to potentially catch our opponents off guard. You always want to try and add them in situations that they'll least expect it, or if they're rushing through, right? So remember we have this hologram that's currently modded it'll pop up on the second wave. So we're hoping that will distract them enough till we can get that to go into our favor. Let's go ahead and build this up, build that up, and we'll continue the blue theme on the way here. Alright, so now we just need to try and hold it up here a little bit. Make it hard for them to see where they're going, in particular. Great so far, great so far. They can come out and scout the base they want, but they can't get in unless they go through this path, which is our main focus. Let's go ahead and try and not make a too of a deadly entrance here. I'm gonna feel welcome, right? Let's bring this down. Let's go for a direct dip if we can. Look at that. Straight in there. Then we'll turn this around. We'll bring this up. And now we're gaming. Now we'll fill in our holes. And I'm okay with this hole being here. That's fine. It gets Harvey in there. Cool. So let's go ahead and do a quick little run here. Running through just to make sure everything looks okay. We don't see any massive holes that we need to fill. Comes around the right side. We do have a hole there. Let's fix that. Fill that in. So you come through. Got a hole here. Maybe this gets a bomb kill or two. This should block it because that will be corrosive, so that will still survive. This needs to be modded for the second phase, so we'll put that in. We probably want to add a trap here for this too. There we go. We don't have to mod that one because it will be blocked by that. We got our nice little open room here, which we'll probably add more traps to later on when we have more currency, but we have our bomb room that will open up and see if it will do any damage and kind of bounce things off the wall. We do want to fill this hole though, so let's do that real quick. God, I don't know what it is, but I love that spike wall. I just love it so much. So cool looking. Alright, and we'll walk in here. We have our hologram here, which is actually noticeable. You can see the trap down there. I actually kind of like that for now. We'll change it later on if it becomes an issue. Got a corrosive cube to try and push you up to this direction, up this ramp. Got a spike trap here. This one is very, very hard to see, so hopefully we get some shots on them. We got it open here on the side as well. Let's go ahead and add one more cube there. So that way it still shoots them through it as they go through. And we still have a little bit more money left over, which we could utilize. So let's go ahead and add one of these guys up here. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to add him on a ramp this way. Right? And what we'll do is we'll add him right there. And then what we'll do is we'll bring him up here. And we'll have him just stand guard like that. So he can go over, but he'll have a shot over the wall. Should be able to clip them as needed. And then we have enough for just a little bit more money if we would like. Yo, maybe we want to add the bomb trap down here. Now there is a chance they just grab the gym mat and they leave, which will be frustrating, but also understandable. Maybe we just put up a trap right there. A nice little basic one, right? For on the way back? Nah. We'll just put a basic trap there. Cool, and just like that, we have a base that's made, and all we gotta do is put it out into the wild and see how it adapts, and then change it in a couple of patches. So, all right, so actually, on our first departure from our video, we already have a base runner checking out our base. So let's go ahead and see what he does, and from here, we're gonna be evaluating what we see from the player, what we can do to fix. Right away, we see that our player is confused. And to be fair, this base is underground. It's not above ground like normal bases. And they're also checking out the rest of the base. So I should probably make it pretty... Oh, no. I have a hole in the base. We must patch that up. Well, that worked out better than I thought it would. First skill. Okay, so immediately we have two notes right off the bat from watching 30 seconds of someone else playing the build. One, we need to put a hole. Some way to illustrate where the player needs to go. And then two, we need to plug up a hole. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit here and see if he continues the same entrance. He might decide to do that. Oh wow, he's searching. Okay, let me go ahead and jump forward in the video and see where he goes. Okay, so it looks like the player looked around the entire map and didn't find any other entrances and decided this is how he wants to play the map. Looks down here, and from here he has a huge advantage. The only issue with this advantage is he is, of course, in a... Oh, no. Well, the traps work, so that's good. Isn't that fascinating that we spent 30 minutes building this base and it's just completely broken already? Like, isn't that so cool? Like, that's the entire reason that we play this game. It's just because it's so fun to watch players adapt. And then you, as a base builder, need to decide if you like this. And I don't think I like this base being accessible this way. It kind of breaks that top-down perspective. I built it all with the ability of looking downwards, so I like the way it is in terms of its setup. But you know what? We are getting some kills here already, so I can't hate it too much. All right, on to our next run. I believe this is our third attempt. Already getting better at taking out the enemies from the small angle. There we go. Got 2 of them. Oh, this poor man. It's kind of funny, like, I think mobs in general don't really do that well overall. But when you do put 3 of them together and you have them watching certain angles, they can be quite effective, and you'll be surprised at how many times they get kills. I would say that mob is probably the most consistent at surprising me, if that makes sense. Oh, even using nades here, okay. Got one more. He's out of bullets. So that is one thing to note. Oh, still alive so far. Okay. I think he's cleared out his main objective to begin with. This kind of gives me another idea for a different base already. Kind of a top-down perspective way of running into. Ooh, okay, so far I would say this base is a success, which is surprising. I thought it would be a lot rougher around the edges, but you'll definitely be entertained by how you can see someone kind of function. Okay, so we've got a peek and shoot strategy down here. Kill one, retreat out. That one is kind of hard to hit from that angle. I should probably do that more often. What is that? 1, 2, 3? That's about a 3x4. Angle. Oh my god, he is so lucky he didn't hurt himself. There is splash damage on grenades. You can take yourself out. No issues. There we go. Good pick off. I think he's cleared out most of the mobs. Able to walk by the bombs. The bombs don't hit up there, so I may have to figure out something for that, but I'm not too worried about it at the moment. In fact, it might be better to, like, put bombs in that top right angle. I'll think about that one. I'm not in love with that trap. That corner's kind of rough, but we did kind of just throw it together real fast, right? Okay. He's got most of the area cleared out. You know, this is a bit of a confusing base, isn't it? That glass aesthetic really works for making it hard to see a lot. Oh, we forgot about that one in the corner. What's he doing? There's the shot. All right. So now he has both of his ammo back. It's kind of interesting. I can't really take this playtest back and overthink it. Like, I have my 2 notes so far, but overall, in terms of how the map flows, it's all in reverse, right? So I can't put too much stock into it. I need to see someone from a different perspective. Wow, he's being really careful here. What are we looking for? Oh, he found Harvey. Oh my god, Harvey got shot! Oh my god, he shot Harvey again! So this is the bomb room. I wonder if this will work. Coming from this angle, probably not, right? Okay, he gets out. But to be fair, the bomb isn't designed to kill someone going that route. There is one trap here to the left, which he's gonna completely miss, right? Yeah, those bombs need work for sure. They definitely need some work. I wonder if I can add some more angles in that room somehow. I'll have to look at the design. Let's go to do that right after this, actually, and then I'll release it tomorrow for a video. I'll immediately after this go and record my changes, and then I'll try and get that out ASAP. So we already have a 1.2 patch already for this base. I think we'll do entrance for chair changing. Oh, can this be broken? I haven't even looked over here. Okay. Alright, this looks fine. I wonder why he left the base. Didn't even get the gym mat. This man is a thorough man. Sometimes you get players that just kind of rush down your bases, and others just kind of run around. You know what? Let's fast forward. Alright, looks like he's deciding to finally take this gym mat. Now, will he take the escape route above back, or is he going to go through the rest of the base? I kind of hope he goes through the rest of the base. Because I do have a couple of traps that I wanted to see. Oh? I don't think he checked down the vault area, did he? Wait, he's... Oh my gosh! He's going to go this way! He's actually doing it! Okay, so that was more noticeable than I thought it would be. So maybe I changed that angle. He didn't look behind him, but we do need to see 3 or 4 case studies before we do that. There is a grappling hook here. Oh, it actually connected! That was so good! That did perfect! Oh my gosh! Okay, our man has seen every single trap in the base now. Let's see how he goes to conquer it. Overall, while I don't think I can take too much information from this run, it's been very interesting to watch, right? How fascinating is this? Wow, just rushing them down now, huh? Both traps missed. They did shoot each other. That bomb trap, lackluster, but I also think it'll do better when we have the other approach from coming in. So I don't think I'll change that. I want to see it played out a couple times before I change it. Okay. Got the mobs. There's still the brute. But I don't think he's sure where that's coming from yet, right? I haven't seen him make a play for it yet. Oh, I might want to put bullseye on that. Make it a little bit faster, right? Easy cleanups. He found the vault, but I think he opened it last round, so he has no chance of picking that up. What are you doing, bud? You okay? All right. That's all the traps. You're good. Nice. Smooth escape. Bomb is still there, but he should remember it from last time. Gets out of there. Wonderful. That is so interesting that he isn't using the entrance he got to get in here to leave. He still goes through the intended route to leave. Oh, did the bomb explode that trap on accident? That's interesting. Huh, so the bombs can actually ruin that trap. On the way back. Found the bomb. Ooh, I may want to add like a spike trap down there in case they rush forward, right? And he gets out! Alright, a successful first run for our first time on this base, and it was 6 kills. Not too shabby. Let me know if you guys see anything that needs to be fixed up in this base. I'll see you next time.